Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys had a wonderful day or having a wonderful day. We will get started shortly. So we will give our guests some time to come in. You guys know what to do. Please put your city and your state in the chat so that when our founder, Tiffany, comes in, she can see where you guys all are located. Hi, Craig. Hi, Dwayne, Isaac, Lawrence, Perez, RJ, Sharnetta. Hello. So glad you guys could join. Pull up the campaign. All right, we've got upstate New York, McDonough, Georgia, DMV, New Jersey, Stockton, California. Hi, Lawrence. Richmond, Virginia. Wonderful. I know I say this every week, but I'm excited about tonight. I'm excited about tonight's project. This is actually the second raise for this found. At least I think it's at least her second raise. Um, this is a pretty cool project. So I can't wait for her to come on and talk about it. Welcome, Sean. Welcome, Marion. Please put your city and state in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat for me, guys, if the text message has been helpful. We kind of changed it a little this week and we put, we had it the hour before and then 10 minutes before. We were doing it a day before and then I think 15 minutes before. And Sheree and I talked and thought, a day before may not be that helpful. So I see some 1, so good. So you guys like the hour before and the 10 minutes? Very good. I'm going to try to make it as easy for as many people as possible to be able to come in live. You know, I know you guys get the replay, and many of us, I say us because sometimes I watch the replay also. But it's nice for the founder, I think, when we have a lot of people here live. It kind of gives them a little energy and makes them feel really good about their presentation. So we definitely want more people here live. Isaac, you said, yeah, I'm forgetful. So getting that notice helped. Good. I'm glad. Very good. me just make sure that I don't have any emails from our founder. I did talk to her today to make sure she had the link and everything, and she was good to go. So let me just make sure she's not having any issues. Okay. Hello to everyone coming in. Welcome this evening. Please go ahead and put your city and state in the chat if you have not done so yet, so that when our founder comes in, she can see where everyone resides. Very good. See South Carolina, Atlanta, Woodbridge, Virginia, Houston, Huffman, Texas, another Virginia Beach. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Also, while we're still waiting for our founder to come in, if you guys won't mind just dropping me a line, trivers@the10kproject.com. Just drop me a line and let me know, what do you think about the pitches thus far? We've been doing these since March, the first Tuesday in March. Tell me, I'd love to hear some feedback. If you guys like them, if you think we need to do anything different, do you like the format? As we go into the next year, it's the perfect time to make any modifications. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Just drop me a quick line. Thank you to our admin for putting my email in the chat. And I'm okay with all feedback, good, bad, and ugly. I'm okay with it. We only get better with constructive criticism. So don't feel like you gotta, censor yourself. Be kind though, because I'm kind to myself. So I want you to be kind to me too. But I want you to be honest. Because this is about you as investors. We want to make sure we're giving you a great experience. Let's see. Make sure she knows. Hold on, guys. Let me reach out and give our founder a call. I'll be right back. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Just fine, my dear. How are you?
Good. So sorry, a little bit late. Still
That's
working, of
okay.
course.
That's okay. I knew you were sitting there and got distracted.
We're transferring over from our former CRM to HubSpot, so the process has been crazy, but
It's been a bit
all
of a
good
crazy day.
things. Can't complain. Cannot complain. How are you?
Glad. I'm fine, and we're glad you have joined us. We've got the community members coming in. So I will kind of give an overview of what to expect for this evening. We'll start by, I'll introduce you formally to the community, and then I'll pull up your campaign page, walk them through that so that they know exactly where to go. We'll also be putting it in the chat throughout the evening, so you don't have to worry about doing that. Our admin will do that for you. So that way they'll know exactly, have the link accessible throughout the evening. They'll be able to, save it, copy it, whatever. And then once we look at the campaign page, I will hand it over to you, and then you can present. You have up to 30 minutes to present. After you present, we'll open it up to the community for Q&A. And,
awesome.
I like to go as long as there are questions, right? So if you're down, I'm down. We'll stay into the last question.
I'm down.
All right.
I am okay. I got my grocery shopping in before this, so all good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, and I think for my 30 minutes, I'll just go, I'll give a pitch, but I'll just go through. That way people are following the campaign page, then my pitch will make sense.
Okay, perfect. So then after I finish, I'll stop sharing, and then you can share yours and take them through what you want to see, what you want them to see. And this is, if this is your time, like I said, they'll continue to come in as we're talking. We've got 57 in right now, but they'll continue to come in. We always, after the pitch is over, we drop the replay via email to everyone who wasn't able to make it live.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
All right.
Amazing. Love how organized.
So let me get started. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Bet on Black pitch. We have with us this evening Tiffany Kelly with Curastory, and we are going to talk about her project this evening. As you guys know, we always start with the campaign page because you have to know where to go once you decide you want to invest. So I will share my screen. Okay, you guys can see the campaign?
Yes.
Very good. So this campaign is on Republic. For the community members, we've been on Republic's site before, but I'll just kind of take you slowly through so that you know what everything is and where everything is. So Tiffany has already raised $379,727. She's exceeded her minimum goal by 1,500%. Congratulations. 801 investors, and she's got 100 days left to invest. I always comment on the days left to invest because, sometimes people say, oh, 100 days, I got plenty of time, right? But when Tiffany meets her goal, she could meet her goal in the next 20 days and this campaign will close. So, be mindful of that 100 days really means until she meets her maximum goal. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw it here earlier, you're at 535 is your maximum goal, right?
Yeah, because we've raised over 2 million offline, we're oversubscribed, and I just believe in crowdfunding and I wanted to open it up. So yeah, 535K. It's smaller than the norm, but yeah.
So not far from that. I mean, you're close to that goal. So that's another reason, guys, don't pay attention to the 100 days because she'll get there.
Only 155, only 155,000, I think, left. Very
good. So I'll go down to the deal terms. The minimum is $250. The maximum, of course, is $100,000. Make sure you look at the SEC website to determine what your personal crowdfunding mins and maxes are, right? It's a crowd safe is the type of security it is. All the Form C and legal documents are listed here. There's a perk, one perk, $10,000, right? And then when you go over to the left-hand side of the page, you'll see, toolbar, where's my scroll bar? There you go. you'll see all of these different pages. And you guys know, I say all the time, the founders put a lot of time and energy making sure that everything they put on this campaign page was something they wanted you to know, something that answered a question they know you're going to have. So please take the time to read through the campaign pages. You know, I really think it's helpful to do that. I always point out the discussion thread on a campaign page. If you forget to ask a question this evening, if you think about it later, this is the place you can come back and ask Tiffany the question, and then she'll respond. This is also the place where you'll be able to see what other people have asked and see what the response was. I do believe in full disclosure, so I will fully disclose to you that Tiffany had a raise, I feel like it was maybe a year and a half ago, on another platform, and I did invest during that raise. So, you know, that's not an endorsement in any way. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do feel like I needed to disclose that to you guys in full disclosure. But I'm excited to have her here on the 10K project to talk to us about this raise and what she has going on. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Amazing. And then I'm going to share.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Let me open this up. It's literally going to be the same campaign page as well. Amazing. Well, super excited to be here. As I mentioned, this is very organized and I love it. But no, as you mentioned, we raised last year on YouFunder, and we didn't have any funding, no users, no customers, no investors, nothing. And we were able to raise about 155K. And with that money, we were able to get, I think, up to 85K in revenue. We launched in February. And so then we went out to do our seed raise around March, April. And so this raise is a part of our seed raise, where we've raised over 2 million offline, oversubscribed from some of the top VCs. But crowdfunding is near and dear to my heart, and especially communities like this. So I wanted to open it up. But yeah, I can give my quick background overview, and then I'm going to go through just provide more color to each as well, so you can kind of go along with me. So yeah, first, kind of the problem. I got my start at ESPN. I was a data scientist on the content side. So when I kind of wasn't stuck behind a computer coding algorithms, I would go on TV sometimes, explain our metrics, work with our athletes, our talent, producers. And while I was at ESPN for those couple of years, that's really where I noticed creator economy taking off. Creator economy is a buzzword right now, but it really just means people that create content or things offline themselves, and they are able to monetize their passions, honestly. But specifically with media, a lot of our talent, like Carrie Champion and Jamel Hill, like people like that, they were actually re-upping their negotiations in order to negotiate doing their own content on the side. And by that, I mean YouTube shows, Instagram TV shows, like their content on their own channels and monetizing it. And then same thing, we had athletes that would come on air all the time at ESPN. That started to not be as frequent anymore. And rightly so, a lot of athletes had more eyeballs on their own pages than some ESPN media pages. So I just kind of started to see this huge uptick in the creator economy, and I ended up leaving ESPN January 2019. I was the only Black woman in a 400-person department, but kind of noticing that, I started building Curastory in the summer of that year when I moved to New York full time. And that also was around the time that the NCAA said that student athletes, they were thinking about allowing them to monetize. So 400,000 people can now monetize in so many different ways, including social media and their channels. And And that's when I really realized, okay, like creator economy is not slowing down at all. And I started building Curastory. And that's kind of what's really interesting is if you want to become a content creator, the platforms pay you. So YouTube pays you, Instagram, TV, the creator program, only like 1% of people can get paid on Instagram. Twitch, there's a partner program for Twitch. Facebook Watch pays you, and TikTok now has a creator fund where they pay TikTokers. So those platforms are dishing out money, but anytime someone skips an ad on the platform, the creator doesn't get paid. 70% of the 2 billion users to these platforms, 2 billion monthly users to these platforms are skipping ads, right? I even saw this meme that was super funny where this guy was talking about his kid, how he literally like, if he sees an ad, he like reports the ad because people just don't want to watch the platform ads. So that's just imagine you kind of create content for a living. You're expecting money from these platforms and they don't pay you anytime someone skips, and they do that on purpose because they don't want to have to pay everybody out. So in order to circumvent that, creators are, I'm going to go to in order to circumvent that, creators are essentially trying to monetize without the platforms, right? So they're trying to do their own advertisements inside of their videos, working with agencies, talking about products when they're kind of doing these videos. And by that, I mean, if someone just like doing a home tour of their house, like a content creator, they can talk about, I don't know, these new home candles that they got, and that could be a product placement. So that's essentially how creators are making money now. And that is the main way that they make money. Actually, it's from brands and kind of product placements. The tough thing is that there's no automated tool to do this. For podcasting, there is. It's called Anchor.fm, which was acquired by Spotify. And that is an automated way for creators to get connected with brands, be able to do product placements, just voiceovers like in their podcast and get paid for it. So we are the anchor for video. We're the first kind of video tool where brands can get product placements and host like creator-read ads in their videos in a matter of 10 clicks. And this video, I'm gonna mute it, but Tyreek Hill's one of our creators, NFL player. And this is one of his videos that he uploaded to Curastory. He uploaded the basketball video, which is him just like working out and playing a basketball game with his friends. And then this is the native product placement at 17 seconds, where he's talking about this protein bar for about a minute, 2 minutes. And then it goes back to the basketball video. So how that kind of works within our platform is Tyreek uploads this basketball video. He says that it's a fitness or workout video. He says that, so he says that the fitness and workout video, he uploads that. And then within a matter of hours or a few days, he gets an ad spot read from whatever brand we match his video to. So on the brand end, and this I can kind of go down here. On the brand end, brands are uploading interests. So Beyond Meat is interested in food, cooking shows. They're also able to run campaigns based on audience targeting, right? So like if any of you have ran ads for Facebook or Google ever before, we're very similar, but instead of you submitting your own creatives, you submit a script and a product link for the creator to read, an ad spot read. So we just blast that to thousands and hundreds of creators that we have on platform that match the campaign that's being ran. And then the creator accepts that, they do their ad spot read, and they just put that inside of their video and they post to their channels. So YouTube, IGTV, Facebook Watch, and TikTok. And we only do video on demand right now. So long form video above a minute. So those are the platforms that we're integrated with at the moment. I don't know if I should stop for, I'll wait. I don't know if I should stop for questions on how the product works or the flow before I get into like how much money we've made, which is like a crazy
Go ahead and cover
amount.
everything, and then we'll save questions for the end.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. So that is how the product works. Please put in the chat questions that you guys have just from like the flow, like how that works, and I can clear that up later. So we've, been crushing it since launch in February. This was just revenue from February through March, April, I think, this past year. We've had way more revenue since then. I think I put it as an update up here if you guys go to the updates page. But since February, we've gotten about 300K in gross revenue. And there's a 30% take rate on that for our platform. So we pay creators 70%. So we take a 30% cut on every single video within our platform. So that's about a run rate of about 1.02, but now the 300K are we're making about 150K per month. So that's a run rate of about like 1.2 million. So that has increased as well. Partnerships that we've had to get all of this awesome traction. So the NBA Players Association, we have a contract with. So about 60 of the top guys that create content that are NBA players are contracted under this partnership. So that partnership just says these 60 NBA players want to use a platform, they have to upload 2 videos month over month. And that is a year-long partnership. So that started in May, I believe. So that's awesome. So that's 120 videos that we're getting locked in month over month. And guys like Victor Oladipo, Isaiah Thomas, if any of you know any of the basketball players, those NBA guys that are actually really big at content creation and creating content. We're announcing it soon as well, but we also have a deal with the NBA 2K League coming out. So we're starting with 20 gamers. There's about 100, but we're going to start with 20 for this quarter. And they're uploading 3 videos per month, which I'm super excited about. That's kind of what all of these partnerships are. And right now we have about 50 or so NCAA student athletes on our platform as well. So that's kind of the traction piece and how we've just been doing extremely well. And this is more on the types of creators that we have. Our retention is still kind of hovering between 75 to 82%. And by our retention, like they log in and they upload videos. Let's see. These are some of the brands, like the big powerhouse brands that we have that have ran campaigns in our platform. Beyond Meat is a big one. Lemon Perfect is a big one. It's a water, enhanced water. Gravity Products is a big one. I don't know if any of you know what weighted blankets are. Yeah, so Gravity Products, one of my really good friends is the founder. They've ran some campaigns. And Celsius as well, an energy drink too. So those are kind of all of the brands that we've had. And there's more, of course, but these are some of the really big ones. Right now, brands are seeing about 2 to 3x in return on spend. And we're actually in a beautiful spot right now because brands have actually diminished their Facebook and Google ad spend by half because of all the privacy issues that are happening with Apple, and they're not getting the same conversion, and they have no idea when it comes to tracking, because if you all use your phone, your apps ask you if you want to be tracked, and most likely you're going to say no. So because of that new iOS push, or yeah, it's iOS, it's Apple. Because that new iOS push, brands are kind of rethinking their digital advertising, which is pretty awesome. So they've even moved more towards native creator recorded ads and less further away from kind of relying on platform ads. These are just user testimonials, which is awesome. Alex, this is Chloe Kim's manager. She has an account on her platform as well. These are some of the brand partners that are listed in that deck and how they're just super excited about kind of what we're doing. Okay, so how we make money, I mentioned it a little bit, but we take 30% on the videos. And to keep math simple, whenever a brand sponsors an ad spot, they have to pay for that ad spot for 4 months. And think about it, when you're watching it on YouTube, the only way to skip the ad is to actually like drag the track bar. So the ad spot is actually inside of the video, like it's done by the creator. We don't have the benefit of being Facebook or Google where we can just like plug and play these ads. So in order to make sure that we're not going over brands' budgets for 4 months, because they tell us that, we project how many views a video is going to get before it gets posted. And that kind of goes to my data science background, but we project, okay, Tyreek's video is going to get 70,000, 100,000 views within the lifetime of this video. So we're charging the brand this much, and then we match it to the campaigns where his video doesn't exceed the budget of the brand. And so we take a 30% cut on how that video is performing over 4 months. Let's see. One of the other things that we have is rental kits. So we did this for student athletes. We kept hearing from creators that either didn't have a ton of capital or money, or creators that wanted to get started video creation, but they didn't want to drop $3,000, $4,000 on quality video equipment. We created equipment rentals. And I think retail value of those are above $1,000, but we have a partnership with GoPro. And so we have our Pro Kit, which has a GoPro camera. Honestly, like amazing equipment that some of the top content creators are using on YouTube. But we have that, we have a backdrop, we have lighting, microphone, a chest strap and a head strap for kind of those like snowboarders that we have, or fighters that kind of want to go hands-free and like have that first person point of view. And then we have the starter kit, which is all of that, but just not the GoPro equipment. So it's literally just you use your phone, and there's a tripod and everything else that you can use all of that equipment with your phone to film content. So revenue is also coming from there as well. That's not the bulk of our revenue. That's like very minimal, extremely minimal, but we did it to just allow our creators and empowering them to be able to shoot content and not get frustrated that they have to spend like $3,000, $4,000 to be able to even get into the game of content creation. A little bit on the market, pretty intense. Creator economy is growing a lot, but 17% year-over-year increase since 2017. And creators have contributed close to $1 billion in revenue, like new revenue generated on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, the whole nine. So that's kind of where that number is coming from. I don't know why they put 17%, but it's 20%. Republic did this. But yes, 20% year-over-year increase in the number of content creators. A little bit deeper, there's $1 trillion being spent just in ads, like period. That's like all digital, right? So like video ads, just any digital ads, that it's a $1 trillion market. Video specifically, so if you run like a video ad, digitally, that market's about 31 billion. And then just the fitness companies that are running digital video ads, which is the space that we're focused on, because the brands that are running campaigns that are kind of like our target market are CPG, consumer packaged goods, health and fitness, sports, health and wellness, sorry. Those types of companies are running campaigns just because there's a natural fit with them and the creators that we have on platform, because they're professional athletes, student athletes, and fitness video creators. So just that market of sports, fitness, health and wellness, CPG, 782 million, that's how much they're running in digital video ads. So that is the piece of pie that we're going after. And just imagine like 2% of that market is healthy. And I mean, 5-10% of that market obviously is extremely healthy. So that's kind of just the landscape. And then obviously this number changes every vertical. So if we go to like beauty brands or like other types of brands, this number is going to change for the amount of money that's being run to eventually get up to this entire pie. We're only going to stay within here, right? Because we're only focused on video. We're a video platform. Competition. Okay. So as I mentioned, we're the only like SaaS tool that allows brands to run creator recorded ads on hundreds and thousands of video shows on the internet at once in a matter of 10 clicks. I imagine that changing as more competitors pop up. But I mean, when I think about competition, I think, what money are we stealing from? Meaning like the money that someone's currently putting somewhere, they eventually have to take that, they basically have to take that money and put it into us, right? So like where are we stealing the money? And honestly, I would say it's from the platforms. So brands, like I mentioned earlier, are cutting their Facebook and Google budgets in half, mainly Facebook because it's not performing. And they're finding new areas to be able to advertise and market their product. I'm sure you guys know a ton of just data and information, how influence marketing is just increasing. Brands are thinking more about, okay, like let's move further away from running ads on platforms. We're still going to do it, but we're going to divvy up our money a little bit differently, right? So let's put this amount of money in Facebook and Google, let's diminish it some, and let's put some money into creator recorded ads, native advertising, influencer marketing, kind of the whole nine. So I imagine us competing with platforms just because brands, we all make money the same way. Brands are taking some of that money from that pot and putting it towards our platform because our creator recorded ads, native ads are performing better. We also have video editing and music licensing. So whenever a creator uploads a video to Curastory, they can either edit it or not. And we just have that for them available, so they don't even have to worry about editing or adding music. And that's completely free. Like music licensing is a big thing. If you don't license your music, YouTube and all the other platforms will take it down. I didn't realize that was a huge problem until I started having like user interviews with creators back in 2019. So for Vimeo, that's the only use case that I add. YouTube also has editing and you can add music. But the auto posting the video with the embedded ad to YouTube, IGTV, Facebook Watch, TikTok, Vimeo also has that like one-click distribution out to those platforms as well. So just a little note, I mentioned influencer marketing, but we're not an influencer marketing platform. And this is probably the biggest value prop that we have and distinction between our platform and influencer marketing platforms. So an influencer marketing platform, essentially, a brand is connected to a creator to go do something, to go make content, to go do whatever in order to make money, for the creator to make money. That is what an influencer marketplace is. Brands can browse creators. They can like type creators' names in. They can browse a database of creators to be able to find creators that they want and go do things with them and monetize things. We do not do that. Brands do not even talk to creators on our platform. Brands cannot browse creators on our platform. A part of our sales funnel is actually just telling them the types of creators that we have, but they don't come into Curastory and browse people. That's not what our platform is. They come to Curastory and they run an ad campaign, period. That's what they do. And they put all their targeting mechanisms and criteria and things that they're interested in. And then we just match that campaign to creators and videos that we have. So we're matching brands to videos that are about to be posted to social media for them to get a product placement and an ad spot within that. So that's like the biggest distinction. And I think a little bit on this, why we did it that way is a lot of these influencer marketing platforms like aren't as sticky, meaning it's hard to get market share. And there's a lot of reasons to that. One of them is it comes from the creator supply side. Imagine that you get synced up with a brand on an influencer marketplace and you go do the thing that you're supposed to do with that brand. You can't repurpose that content, right? So like, say that you got hooked up with Gymshark on an influencer marketplace. Gymshark says, cool, all of these creators match what I want. Go create a full Gymshark video. That's like 5 to 7 minutes. So now you're posting a video to your social media channels where it's like you just fully in Gymshark the entire video. So after your relationship ends with Gymshark, you can't repurpose that video with another apparel company because you're wearing Gymshark throughout the entire video. So that's one of the reasons why our flow is the way that it is, because the videos that creators upload to Curastory are brand agnostic. They're day in the life. This is what I eat in a day. They're cooking shows, and our creators know if they're cooking, they don't have brand names in the video. Which I don't know if you guys have noticed that on cooking shows, they always use clear bowls or just so you don't know what they're using. But so the videos that get uploaded to Curastory are completely brand agnostic. The only thing that's sponsored or even has a brand name or anything in it is that 1 to 2 minute spot where they're actually talking about the brand. That's a product placement. So that's one main reason why influencer marketplaces just aren't kind of doing that well, because creators kind of want to be able to repurpose and they want control as well. So that's kind of landscape a little bit. Vision. Yeah, I mean, this is huge. Advertising is a huge business. It's not going anywhere. I think we're also at the perfect time because venture capital and everyone has ignored advertising for 10 to 15 years because Facebook and Google have just dominated. But those sentiments have since changed because of privacy regulations, which is amazing. So a lot of money is being pumped into ad tech again, which is awesome, which is kind of where we sit. But I mean, the future of Curastory, I want us to power every video on the internet that in some form or facet. That is kind of what I see being the future. It's a big vision, but I honestly know that it's possible. And we're just starting with native creator recorded ads. And I imagine down the road, platforms eventually wanting a piece of that money and that pie. If they're interested in an acquisition and it makes the most sense, I mean, we'll entertain it and see. I don't know what I'm going to do if $1 billion is waved in my face, but I also know down the road, if creators start making more money from their fans, basically the Patreon model. So creators start making more money from their fans versus advertising and brands, then we're going to have to eventually build our own platform through Curastory where they're still able to post everywhere and have it be free content and just have that native advertisement inside of it, which means they're still monetizing it, but it's free to their audience. But then on Curastory, they can gate content that is not free and there's no ads inside of it. So their end users can pay to watch specific videos, which is the OnlyFans model, or they can pay subscriptions as well. So that's kind of where I see the future of Curastory, building our own platform, depending on what happens in the market. But we're going to continue to ride the wave of advertising until that market intersection happens between creators making money from their fans versus creators making money from advertising. And then we're working on this right now, but themed content houses. So the first content house is going to be for fitness and sports and fitness. YouTube has these all over the world. TikTok has these content houses all over the world as well. But essentially, we're going to start with the segment that we know best. My university is putting the entire business plan together for this for free, which I greatly appreciate. Which I'm super excited. It's going to be an entire curriculum. I went to Nova Southeast University down in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, but an entire curriculum, including the sports and recreation students, the marketing students, kind of public policy students. So, or not public, the like public landscape, like what, urban planning. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. But yes, so that's extremely exciting, and we're kind of going to unveil the first one soon, probably within a year or so. But this is also just adding another resource for our creators, and then unlocking different revenue shares as well there too. And then our investors. So we have some powerhouse investors in this round. Lightspeed, which led the Series A of Snapchat and Cameo. They're very well known, and they believed in our future for video, and I'm extremely excited. The guy, the partner who actually led that deal, Mac Conwell, I don't know if you guys know him. He's a Black man, amazing guy, and just believed in what we were doing. So Lightspeed is invested in this round. And then we also have Techstars. If you guys are familiar with Techstars, it's an accelerator, early stage for companies. They invested in ClassPass, and a lot of DigitalOcean, I think, and a lot of just really big companies. ClassPass just got acquired. And then the W Fund up here in New York. We have way more investors too. We have, you guys can go to our Crunchbase and see this too. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Crunchbase. Let me, go back. Financials. Okay, cool. So if you go to our seed round, you can see all of our investors. Randy Zuckerberg, Republic, yay, you guys. True Capital invested. They're kind of the main investors in Overtime, if you guys are familiar with Overtime. Mindspring Capital, they are investors out in London. They're pretty amazing. They are helping us with our international go-to-market for pro athletes over there. So the Ronaldos of the world, they have direct access to them. So we're going to start announcing more international creators on our platform too over the next couple of months. Let's see. And with this money, so with the 2.1 million and what we get on Republic, two more hires. So head of sales, who's kind of going to take over all brand and agency sales. We're in the final interviews with that right now. Hiring a couple more engineers. We want to hit 10,000 active users. And that is a mix between brands and creators. We have a mobile app in our runway as well to be built. because creators keep asking us about that. That is an entire tech build. So that is what the money's being used for as well. Marketing, we're going to eat our own dog food. So we are going to get our own product placements about Curastory on our own platform. Facebook runs ads for free in Facebook. So we are also going to do the same thing. Being that we're not a platform, we are probably going to have to give our creators some incentive. We're figuring out that strategy at the moment. But that advertising and marketing spend is the only growth that we're ever going to do is using our own platform. Let's see. Yeah, so majority of the raise is going to obviously SG&A, which is where majority of money goes for companies. We'll be about, I think, 10 to 11 employees, 8 to 9 full-time, the rest part-time. Our burn's really low. Our burn's about like all in 67, 70K. It's very, very low. And then this is me. I just love the creator economy and where it's going. And we have exclusive access to, I think the super cool thing is our exclusive access to athletes and fitness creators. Creator economy is really hard. Like, and just some insight into this. We were talking to the head of growth at Snapchat, but you can't just run ads and expect creators to like see that and come on your platform. Creators are just all based on word of mouth. So when you think about that, creators, they're going to do what their creator friends are doing. Oh, okay, like my YouTuber friend is making a ton of money. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you using? Oh, you're using Curastory. Okay, like I'm gonna hop on Curastory. It's all word of mouth, which is why creator economy is so difficult and it's so noisy. And the platforms that are going to win are essentially the ones that have a connection to creators in some form or fashion. And us starting with pro athletes, student athletes, and fitness creators, just because of my network, our team's network is really smart. Because we know people within the industry. But then before our next raise, so this raise, we're just going to focus on monopolizing this market, the $782 million and those types of brands, companies. But then probably 3 to 6 months out between our Series A, raising a ton of money just and pouring gas on the fire, where we test a little bit with culinary creators, beauty creators, different types of creator verticals, show the data to our investors. We've monopolized sports and fitness. We're ready to move on. Give us a ton of money to move on and hire more people so we can just kind of go out to the entire market. So yeah, that, and then we have a phenomenal team. Shane, and this is the last thing, and then we can do questions, but Shane led engineering at Reddit and Yelp, one of the smartest people I've ever met, honestly. He's amazing. Liliana, we've known each other for a few years. Liliana, she led marketing at Muscle Milk, and she was there for their acquisition. One Brands as well. She was an executive at Booksy, if any of you have used Booksy. So she's amazing. She's going to be COO eventually, and she's a Swiss Army knife and bilingual, and we're onboarding international creators, and like I don't speak Spanish, and she just like coming in and selling to these creators, which are bilingual, which are amazing. So she's awesome. Probably 50 of our first brand partner accounts were through her network. And then our board of advisors, Dan, who was first 50 employees at YouTube. He was a executive at Instagram. He did all of data at Instagram. He worked very closely with Mark Zuckerberg and his wife. And now he works under Tim Cook at Apple, just chilling. He's on our board. He's helping me mostly with founder coaching. So he has been on and has seen some of the founders go from being a founder to CEO, like some of the top ones that you're probably thinking about. And it's a tough transition. So going from like founder to being like the face and CEO of a company and making sure that the transition is really different. So he's kind of helping me with that. Jamie, he was an executive at Digitas, knows almost every brand. He's amazing. Was also a TED executive. His digital marketing agency got acquired up here in New York. So he's doing on to other things now, but he's helping with brand acquisition, brand strategy, all things brands and agencies. And we're announcing Sophie this month, I think. Let me show you guys Sophie. She was the first employee at Instagram in Australia and New Zealand. She was over all of creators at Pinterest. And she was an executive at WhatsApp. So she's helping with all things creator acquisition and creator strategy. And I'm super excited for her. She knows almost everybody in this industry, which is awesome. So yeah, I think that's mainly it. And I will take questions.
Wonderful. Very, very good. All right, guys, put your questions in the Q&A so that we can read them to Tiffany. I'll start with RJ has a question. Are brands taking the videos that have been created and then using them on their own platforms?
What a good question. We're literally building that out right now. So that's the number one like feature request from brands that we get over and over is repurposing the videos. And by repurposing, exactly that. Can I take the ad spot and do what I want with it, post it on YouTube, run ads on YouTube, post to my own social media channels, right? Because it's kind of cool. Like these are the top creators, top athletes. It'd be nice to kind of be able to market your product by just marketing it yourself, not just on the creator channel. But we, why we're building it out is because we're not just going to send an MP4 file to brands because we need to be able to track it and charge them. So right now we're just making money on the creator side. So the video with the ad spot is being posted to the creators' channels and we're charging the brand based on those engagements and views. But then we're also going to unlock the brand side of revenue where the brand is going to run their own ads, embed copy code, kind of do all the things that they want to do to be able to market that ad spot on their own. And we're going to track it and charge them. So it's double-sided revenue there. That's a genius question. It's on the way. We're literally doing it right now.
Very good. RJ has another question. What's the price range for content creation?
Yes, all of the videos start at $30 per 1,000 views. And we have not gotten any pushback from that because it's native, creator recorded. The return on ad spend is happening as well. Brands aren't losing money. So $30 is the floor and there's no ceiling. So just like math, if a creator's getting 50,000 views on a video, just divide that by 1,000. And then multiply that by 30. So they're getting at least $1,500 on that video. And we're taking a 30% take rate from that. So yeah, all of our videos start at $30.
Okay. Johnny says, genius evolution, congratulations. And then he says, is the business banking with the Black Bank?
We are using Silicon Valley Bank right now. I mean, the person over our account is Black, Denisha. I don't know if you guys know.
That matters, Tiffany.
But yeah, no, Silicon Valley Bank. I'm all ears. If you guys are startup friendly, I'm all ears. I know that startups are very different than traditional banks. Not saying that it's traditional, but if you guys are friendly to startups, I'm totally interested in chatting.
Yeah, startup friendly and have the necessary the bells and whistles needed for today's world, right? Yeah. So, I'll say for 10K, we bank at a Black bank, and it is a challenge because Cherie and I live in 2 different states, right? They don't have all of the tech that we need in order to run this business virtually all the time, right? And so
Yeah.
while I love being able to say I bank at a Black bank, there are challenges to running the business.
Yeah.
And so when people ask that question, I always kind of smile to myself because I also was adamant in the beginning. We have to have a Black bank, right? Here we are, we're supporting Black founders. We got to have a Black bank.
Have to have a Black
So
bank.
every time there's a barrier with the bank, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, we use Silicon Valley Bank. Our line of credit, we use Ramp. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ramp. They're also extremely startup friendly. So yeah, if I'm ears, if all ears, if it makes sense.
Very good. Miss Vivian says, do your clients have to be concerned with censorship or demonetization?
From us, or sorry, demonetization from Curastory or demonetization from the platforms? Because I would say demonetization from YouTube is the whole reason why Curastory is such a big opportunity. Like YouTube demonetizes creators all the time, and you can't get on the phone with YouTube. Like they're just like, we're going to demonetize you for whatever reason we want to demonetize you. And imagine that that's your means of income, then you're
What
not
about
making any if they
censorship?
demonetize you. So for art, I think this is it for the Curastory platform. So I'll speak to that a little bit. The only demonetization that we have is, I mean, if there's hate speech or anything negative in the press or anything that kind of goes against our terms of service, then we suspend an account. So that happens. Suspending mean like a creator can't, we keep their account, but they can't log in and be able to kind of like use their account. On the brand end, if they have monetized a video from a creator that is suspended, then like moving forward, they won't have to pay for that ad spot anymore. So we have that in an entire claims process for brands for if that does happen. As far as like censorship, content moderation, good question. That's actually on our product roadmap, like QA, which is actually a big function in platform like Facebook, Google, like all these companies, TikTok, they have an entire team dedicated to QA and just making sure, and like humans actually going through and making sure content is okay. We're not at that size just yet. I mean, we're getting about 300 plus videos uploaded month over month. And we are really curated, so we know who our creators are. But I think once we do get to that size, it's on our product roadmap to use a company like Hive. I think it's hive.ai. Let me double check. If it's not hive.ai, it's Hive, just Hive content moderation, where they're able to just run a ton of checks. And it's AI based, and they have humans too, but they run checks on your content to make sure it passes QA and whatever the criteria that you have, it doesn't kind of not include that criteria. So really good question. And student athletes is one of them that's interesting. Like there's so much legislation, but their universities, they can't have their logos in their content. So that's content moderation that we have to have, making sure that they don't have their university logo like in their YouTube video. And like making money off of that. But yeah, that's what I would say to censorship and demonetization.
Good. Dwayne says, this is a wonderful business. Congratulations on your success. What is your ultimate exit strategy?
Thank you. I have a strategy for both. Realistically, I feel like acquisition, just because I do, and by acquisition, either one of the platforms, and it would have to be, we are platform agnostic. So Spotify acquired Anchor, and it was a genius acquisition because Spotify is still monetizing native ads from podcasters on like iTunes. So they're making money everywhere. And it's genius. And I mean, if a platform decides to acquire us, I just know the crux of Curastory has to stay, meaning that when we get acquired, I just don't only want us to focus on that platform. So like if YouTube acquires us, I don't just want them to like be like, okay, we're just going to use this for YouTube. It has to be kind of platform agnostic. That's the foundation of what Curastory is. And it matters more in video because video is more competitive. TikTok just passed YouTube in watch time. IGTV just relaunched. Instagram just relaunched IGTV. So those are the three main. Whereas audio is it's literally just Spotify. But yeah, if it is a platform that acquires us, then we need to stay platform agnostic. Jelly Snack, they just raised like $500 million from SoftBank to acquire Video Technologies. One of their investors is one of our angel investors. So him and I have already talked about that, and he mentioned that they would most likely be interested around public Series B. Let's see. IPO, that is also potential, but I really do think an IPO is going to depend upon, we have to build our own platform to like have IPO as a strategy. And as I mentioned earlier, that's going to depend upon the market intersection between how like creators making money. So advertising versus fans paying them, like fans paying to watch their content. So it really just depends upon that. And if we see that the market is moving more towards that, then we're going to build a platform to enable that and allow creators to gate their content on our platform. But yeah, that's the only way I see an IPO is we have to build a platform. But it's an option for sure. But I do think we can be acquired at a healthy amount as well. So either or.
Very good. Denise says, impressive. Tiffany, can you speak to your vetting process or philosophy for ads?
Yes. I'm curious. I don't know if there's a follow-up. What exactly you mean by that? Because brands are submitting creatives. Brands aren't submitting creatives. They're submitting a script. They're submitting product link. They're submitting affiliate links. They're submitting any other direction and like their campaign box that we just kind of send that out to creators, all the creators that match the campaign and their videos. As far as vetting, so once that gets sent to the creator, the brand actually doesn't see the ad. Like they don't get to approve it. But as I mentioned, we have a claims process. So on their campaigns page, they're able to see how their campaign's performing in real time, how much money they've spent on it. And then if they go into their statistics page, they're able to see like all of the videos that have their product placement. So they can actually click to go out to those videos to see 1 to 2 minutes at the time, like where their product placement is at. And if it's not up to the standards that the brand wants, like if the creator did not follow their directions or there's a multitude of things that could happen, then we have a claims process for brands where they can kind of click which videos they've monetized and kind of put the claim, like the reasoning why they want money back and what the issue is. And if we feel that that claim is substantial, then we will give them a refund for that. That hasn't happened. But as far as vetting, that's what I will say. It's up to the brand for them to kind of see all of the product placements that are done and the video shows in their stats dashboard. If it lived up to the standards and up to par with what they wanted based on what was submitted. Hopefully that answers the question, makes sense.
So let me expound on that question a little bit. So
yeah,
right now the focus is fitness, sports, health and wellness, right? Because it, like you said, it's kind of a logical
Yep.
fit with the whole athletic component. But are you turning away other people who want to place ads? So I'll use 10K Project as an example. If we wanted to place an
Yeah.
ad, where would we fit?
Really good
Or do
question.
we fit?
What's interesting is athletes, there are like athletes on our platform that do skincare routines. There are athletes on our platform that talk about financial literacy. Like there is a place. It just depends because our tech, we calculate return on ad spend. So meaning that whenever a brand sets up an account, they connect their Facebook, they connect their Google, they connect their Shopify. Right now, it's just e-commerce brands that are running ads because it's a one-to-one. So in their staff dashboard, we show them the return on spend. So we show like 5.2. So if they're running a campaign and it was $10,000 they spent, and we show them 5.2, that means they got back $52,000 in sales. And so we're actually pulling sales from their Shopify and from Facebook and Google. We're testing right now with non-e-commerce. So like betting, like sports books, betting, since they have so much money. And like media companies, where the conversion is actually like an app download or it's like a website sign up. And for that, the brand has to like tell us what the LTV is of an app download so we can still do that one-to-one. So like if an app download is, I don't know, $500 LTV, then we can like backtrack, like we can reverse engineer the math for that. So then we just multiply that by how many app downloads there were and then divide that by how much money they've spent on the campaign to get them that return on spend. So yeah, I mean, if we have enough athletes talking about financial literacy or the category that you guys are interested in, we right now we only have 13 categories, content categories that we match campaigns to. So fitness, outdoors, health and wellness, cooking. We actually have beauty on there just for the ones that do skincare and things like that. Esports gaming, fitness gear. Like there's about 13 of them. We don't have educational or anything like that, and it's in the product roadmap to figure out how to start adding more tags. But yeah, that to answer that.
Very good. RJ says, how were you able to secure such an amazing advisory board?
I think just my network. It's so funny. Dan was the one that made me quit ESPN. He didn't make me quit ESPN. I was kind of seeing where things were going, and I didn't want to stay at ESPN, just obviously being the only one and just like seeing this market opportunity. And so I actually had a conversation. I spoke at Facebook, and then Dan and I connected. And then Dan and I grabbed coffee at Instagram, and he basically like was trying to poach me to Instagram. And I was just like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm not getting younger. I could literally just quit and build a company. And if it fails, I have a job at Instagram. But so yeah, I mean, it literally was just like my network and being able to kind of connect with people throughout my career from ESPN and just like all the speaking engagements and things that I've done. So yeah, and Sophie literally just hit us up. Sophie actually saw our Republic campaign and she like emailed me. Wow. And she's just like, this is pretty phenomenal and interesting. Like, I want to talk. And then Jamie was a connection from an investor. So yeah, just network.
Very good. Kimberly says, what's the minimum number of followers that a content creator should have before this would be a feasible opportunity?
Yeah, good question. Right now, it's actually not about followers. It's about views on your video. That's the driver in our financial model. But right now, just for right now, we're waitlisting creators that are fitness or sports that do not get at least 10,000 views on their videos. But that will change once we kind of monopolize and get way more revenue from this target market, this creator vertical. Then once we go out and we raise that Series A and then we launch to every single creator vertical, we will let creators in that have no minimum viewership on their videos. And we're doing that for a reason. So our model is new and it's cutting edge, and brands trust us. They trust that they're not talking to creators. They trust that we are curating the right creators. They trust that we are matching them to the right videos for the internet. And there's just a lot of trust happening for brands to be able to run campaigns on our platform. And so that's the main reason why we're waitlisting, is because we just want brands to trust us over time. And then over time, we'll start to let in more creators that have smaller viewerships on their videos. But yeah, 10,000 minimum now, and then there won't be a minimum in the near future.
Very good. Perrette says, is the target audience only college and pro athletes?
We also do fitness creators too. So it's just pro athletes, student athletes, and fitness creators. So we have Olympians on our platform, UFC, NFL, student athletes, pro athletes, NBA 2K League, and then fitness. So like yoga instructors, people that do workout, cardio, you name it. So yeah.
Very good. Serene says, how friendly is this for a startup video production company that perhaps has their own client ads and products and services? How could I use this tech as a benefit to my video production company that creates and sells ads?
Yes, amazing. Sign up. We have partnerships with like agencies and production companies where it is a service that they offer to their clients to use, and we just give them a rev share back. So the NBA Players Association deal, the NBA 2K League deal, all of these deals, these partnerships that we have, we're actually giving back a 5 to 10% rev share on every single video back to that agency, that production company that is giving us like 20, 30, 40 creators or clients. And it's a little bit, the deal is a little bit sweetened than just like a referral link or reward structure, just because with those deals, we're locking in a certain amount of videos month over month. So like if you bring this to your clients, you have clients that opt in and you say, hey, Tiffany, we have 10 creators that want to use your service that are opting in. They are going to upload at least 2 videos per month, and we can draft up a contract and you will get 10% on every single video that they make. So yeah, sign up and reach out if you're interested.
How best should she reach out?
My email, tiffany@curastory.co, but also just sign up on the site too. And when you sign up on the site, just email me as well that you signed up. Perfect. So I can let our sales team know.
Teresa says, hello, Tiffany. Do you attract clients and brands to your platform with just direct marketing?
Great question. This is literally why we're hiring a head of sales. I feel like since February, Liliana and myself have done an amazing job with getting to 300K in revenue. And that has literally just been from outbound. So yeah, so like just out like sales, like cold emails. That is what that has come from. And then of course the first 50 accounts they know Liliana. So they were from her network. We're actually not running any paid ads at the moment on the brand side of things. So it's just been direct organic outreach. we're bringing in this head of sales in the next month, and they will take over, but that person is going to have even more contacts than we have from some agencies and brands. Continue to do the outbound LinkedIn Sales Navigator thing, posting more content on our LinkedIn, content marketing. So yeah, it'll be a mix of organic, outreach, and some content marketing as well.
Very good. And RJ says, since you have raised money on both WeFund and Republic, do you prefer one over the other?
That's funny. Republic. It's tough to actually answer this because WeFunder is what we needed at that stage of our company last year. 70% of our investors came from WeFunder's network, which is great because we didn't have a network when we were raising our pre-seed. So I would say for people that don't have networks and that need to raise, WeFunder is like perfect. But I think for us, Republic's more flashy. Like they just raised 150 million today, actually. They just announced it. But they're more flashy. They have like Arlen Hamilton, Serena Williams, Andreessen. They have all of these huge investors on the platform. Charlemagne, oh my God. Chameleonaire, not Charlemagne. Chameleonaire, Randy Zuckerberg, just like all these phenomenal people. I think that Republic is what we need now because I mean, we're bigger, we have money, our name's a little bit more flashier. So I think Republic's perfect for our stage now. And I mean, this is the last crowdfunding raise that we're going to do. So that 155K is the last 155K left until we're like multi-million dollar company.
Very good. And RJ, I'll just add also, you know, there are right now about 60 active portals that are FINRA approved, right? There's a list.
What does that mean?
I print the list every Monday. I print a new list. So this is the list of FINRA approved portals, right? So, you know, Republic, WeFunder, Start Engine, they're the big three. They're the big three. But there are over 60 others. Yes. There's even a brand new Black-owned one. Seed at the Table is a Black-owned one where actually I just talked this week to the CEO and founder of Seed at the Table, and he's going to come hopefully and talk to us here at the 10K Project. We've got the guys at Crowd Wall Street that we introduced the community to a few weeks back. They had their interview with FINRA and they're waiting for their approval, another Black-owned portal. So, you know, there are a lot of options, but I love what Tiffany said. You know, Republic, they're flashy. WeFunder, they're one of the first two. So they've got some of that network. So you have to decide, RJ, what you're looking for, what you're needing at your stage of the platform or at your stage of your campaign, and make your determination based on that. All of the portals, they all charge a fee, an amount percent of the raise that varies across portals.
Republic, the fee is actually it's not on our side. It's on the investor side, which I actually appreciate.
Okay.
WeFunder.
So Republic builds it into the fees that we pay?
Yeah. Okay. WeFunder, oh, that hurt my heart. Like
what, 7.5%?
155K, they're like, here's 143. And I'm like, oh, okay. But
now does Republic also take equity? Because I know WeFunder does 2% equity or something like that.
Do they?
That's what I heard. And maybe they don't do that across the board.
WeFunder definitely doesn't have equity in our company. Okay. Republic also does not have equity.
Okay. So that's something else to consider, RJ. Some of the portals take equity as well as a percent of raise. Very good. RJ says, oh, this question's for me, for 10K Project. Are you booked through the end of the year for the Tuesday slots? I actually have 3 slots left. And then we'll be looking to start with January 2022. So if you are interested, RJ, you want to talk to me, email me at trivers at the10kproject.com. We'll talk about what it is you're doing. If you already are on a portal, which I'm thinking not based on your question, we could even talk about some different options. I could even connect you with some founders that I've talked to that have been on other portals. So you could even get some feedback from them on how they like Net Capital or Pick Me, some of the other ones that are kind of up and coming as well. And of course, Seat at the Table. Of course, the Black owned one. We're not going to
of course.
We're not going to forget them. Latrice says, are you looking for more agencies?
Yes, please. Always selling. Sign up on our website as a brand partner, and our sales rep will reach out to you. If you want to run some campaigns in the platform for some athletes. Our website is curastory.co/sign-up. I can put it in the chat too.
Wonderful.
Just make sure that you select that you are a brand. Here we go.
Very good. Any more questions, guys, before Tiffany and I give our final closing comments? Well, I'll start by saying, Tiffany, thank you so much for coming and sharing Curastory with us. Thank you to Kevin Brown for telling me that you were raising again, because like I said, I invested when you were on WeFunder, so I didn't realize you were raising again. And one of our members, Kevin Brown, sent a note and said, you got to meet, you got to talk to Curastory. And I was like, wait a minute, I know that name. I was like, that name's in my portfolio. Hold on. And so I was super excited to hear you were raising again. So thank you. Shout out to our network, right? Our 10K network that is always taking care of us and sometimes sending us these awesome companies to consider. So thank you guys. I want to just circle back and say, we talked about the 100 days left, $150,000 left to raise. As you heard Tiffany say, this is the last Reg CF raise that she's going to do. So at that point, we're talking accredited investors, the big boys, right? And as we know, the reason the 10K project exists is because we want the early seat at the table, and Regulation CF allows us to do that, right? The Jobs Act allows us to come to events like this, right? And whether we're accredited or non-accredited, it allows us to get in. And so, these opportunities don't happen every day for us. And so we want to make sure we're taking advantage of them. Now, I always say, I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not a financial planner. This is your portfolio, right? You got to manage your portfolio. I got to manage my portfolio. What I will say, though, is that we've seen the progress. Tiffany has shared the progress that she's made just since the last raise, just in the last year. And so, I would suggest you watch this replay again and take in all of those nuggets to make sure that you're making a wise decision. What I will ask you to do as a call to action is, first, I'm going to ask you to make up your mind before you start sharing this campaign page, because she only got 150,000 left. So I'll say that. Usually I say share, but you better make up your mind first, because if you share,
might be go.
You'll be sold out. So I'm going to switch up my speech this time. Make up your mind first. Decide if you want to invest, then share. But definitely, take a deeper look at this. It's a great project. I remember what attracted me to it is I was always so frustrated that high school athletes and college athletes were being exploited, right? That other people were making millions of dollars off of them. So I remember when I saw this campaign for the first time, that's what led me to invest. I'm not a sports fan by any means, but I don't like foolishness. And I always thought that was the most unfair thing, is that someone else can profit off of their talents, And I just never thought that was fair. So when I saw your platform, I thought this is a way that they can kind of level the playing field and monetize their own talent. And so I love that. And so thank you for stepping out and, coming up with this and
Yeah.
following your dream and being brave and bold and a fierce Black woman. So I am so proud of you as a Black woman. You are an inspiration. And thank you for that. I have been inspired more over the last 3 years by young Black women doing their thing, that it has made me a better
We're
person.
crushing it.
So thank you so much. You guys are absolutely crushing it. Absolutely killing the
Yes.
game. Killing it.
No, thank you. This was amazing. Yeah, we actually start next year our road show to like all the universities to sign up student athletes to the platform. So that was super exciting. And we're always mentioned in those conversations that we're one of the best platforms, which is awesome. But no, I'm super excited to be on. I think Business Insider did an article how I'm the 100th Black woman to raise above $1 million in VC, which is crazy that that's still a thing, but it's still a thing. So I just love being able to share the wealth through communities like this. This is awesome. I honestly wish this existed. Well, back then. I think it's pretty cool, but crowdfunding is fairly new and it's getting more open to the masses, which is phenomenal. So this is amazing what you guys have done and put together. So yes, please invest. I want you guys to get a cut of the company and build generational wealth. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that fuels me every day. But I mean, building generational wealth, not just for myself, but the team. Like people, honestly, the top companies have tried to poach Shane and Liliana and all these people on the team so many times. And it's crazy to me that they're just like, no, Tiff, like I believe in this and you and like where this is going. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, building generational wealth, not just for myself, but for them, for our investors as well. For creators, I think the biggest companies in the world, they unlock financial empowerment for people. Airbnb, Facebook and Google. I mean, people are marketing their companies on these platforms. People are running their companies, creation, media on these platforms as well. So, and I want us to be in that conversation and in the mix of that conversation as well, that we unlock financial empowerment for creators, and the best platform to do it for video creators too. So I appreciate all of you. Yeah, any extra questions, I guess just ping me or ping you and you can send me those over. But I will follow our campaign if you don't invest right this second, just because I continue to update and post updates each week about how much revenue we've closed this month. I did that for end of September. I'm probably going to announce Sophie. I'm going to announce NBA 2K League. There's a couple other announcements that are coming on the updates page. So if you follow the campaign, if you don't invest tonight, then you'll still know all of that.
Very good. Perez has one comment. It's really not a question, it's a comment. Can you make the first road show to target HBCU?
Yes, we're actually talking to Morgan State right now because they're like super interested in NIL. They're actually honestly pretty forefront on this, which is awesome. Yes, HBCUs are on our wish list. Some creators,
very good.
Like creators that are there. Thank you for asking that.
Very good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You know what you're supposed to be doing now, right? You know what your call to action was. Tiffany.
Thank you, Terrence.
Yes, continued success.
Thank you. We'll chat soon.
I'm gonna go handle my business. Everybody.